If there's one thing that really pisses me off when it comes to fitness, it is this. So I'm 35 this year, I'm not quite middle-aged yet, but a lot of my friends are. And I get more and more exposed to this idea and this thought and belief system now of once you hit a certain age, it's all over, you might as well give up, you can't build muscle anymore. And it's demotivating, it's not true. And one, it's letting men and women of a certain age off the hook from trying anymore. Two, it's demotivating people from even starting. And both of them are incorrect, and today we're gonna prove that with science. Okay, so what changes from our 20s to our 30s to our 40s to our 50s in regards to how our body adapts to training? Well, in an ideal world and a general rule of thumb, you would build most of your muscle mass to get to your genetic potential, like the threshold of what you can build in your life, between your 20s and your 30s. And maybe not for the reason that you think. It's not because of hormones or metabolism or age. It's because of the parameters and the social environments that you are in. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you tend to be a lot more active, you move more, you sleep more because you haven't got kids, maybe you don't take your career as seriously. Not always, I'm not pigeonholing people, but as a general rule of thumb, you are able to train harder, recover faster, partly because of sleep and partly because of your age as well. So in an ideal world, we would build most of our muscles between our 20s and our 30s. And I think as a general rule of thumb, that's what happens. Now when we start hitting our 30s, our 40s and our 50s, we tend to move less. You know, we're not playing football at the weekends maybe anymore, whatever your sport is. You're not going to college or walking. You know, a lot more people start to work at desk jobs. A lot more people, maybe their food isn't as good as it used to be, and that has an effect on their kind of just energy levels. A lot of things come at play here, and none of them come down to your physiology. It comes down to the world around you and the environment that we have built around us and the general world. But still, I hear regularly, and people watching this will be thinking, but I'm old, I can't build muscle anymore. Can't build muscle like I could in my 20s. Maybe you can't recover like you could in your 20s, but that doesn't mean you can't build muscle like you could in your 20s. So we just need to change a few things. And let's back that with science. So here's a research paper that was done from the University of Oklahoma. It took 24 men at college age, and it took 25 men from the age of 35 to 50, which was classed as middle age. So I'm not quite there yet, but I'll be there this year. They both did the same 8-week resistance training plan. At the end of it, via DEXA body scan, both of the subject groups gained the same amount of muscle. In fact, the older age group gained slightly more muscle, but not enough to be deemed significant. But what is also interesting is the older age group actually lost more body fat. And again, this may be because they're starting to be more active, because their life that they live at the moment is less active than the life they used to live when they were in their 20s. However, there is a caveat to this. The middle-aged group tend to cause more muscle damage when working out, and they don't recover as well. Now, some of that is down to sleep. But that's not the end of the world, because many people in their middle age, again, it hurts almost calling myself that, have less time to go to the gym. And you're probably going to be working out less in the gym because you need more time to recovery. So instead of taking 7 days a week to train, maybe you're having 2 rest days. Maybe you don't do as many heavy compound lifts and you go to more isolations, so you cause less muscle damage. You can still build the same amount of muscle, we've seen that from that study, but we just need to be a little bit more savvy when it comes to our recovery. Less alcohol, more sleep alone will do a massive benefit to you. The next thing I hear is, but my metabolism slowed down. You know, I used to look like you when I was in my 20s. I used to have a 6-pack, but you know, I'm older now, my metabolism slowed down. I can't do what I used to. Again, not quite as truthful as we think it is. Studies show that our metabolism slows by 1 to 3% per decade. So nowhere near as fast as we think. And most of that change comes from a loss in muscle mass because people aren't working out the same or as active as they used to be. So if you start training and go with the goal of building muscle, you're going to massively reduce the amount your metabolism slows, because muscle is metabolically active. The more muscle we have, the more calories we'll burn a day, or the faster our metabolism is, if that's the way you want to look at it. So again, we fall into that same pattern that not so much of it is physiological change, or it is, but it's physiological change that has happened because of our environmental change around us. Now, whether that's because we get into relationships or we get married and we have kids, so we're not trying to attract the opposite sex in the same way that we were before, so we're not pursuing those physique goals. Maybe we're less active, maybe we have more stress in our life, so we turn to smoking or we turn to more alcohol. Maybe for a multitude of reasons, our sleep is not what it used to be. But all these factors seem to be contributing more to the change in our physique than actually the physiological changes that are happening to our body. The last one we hear is hormones. And yes, there's going to be some weight to this, and everyone is different. But what we do know is things that impact our hormones or maybe our testosterone negatively are things like not working out and not lifting weights, drinking alcohol, smoking. All these things are going to affect your androgenic hormones negatively in terms of building muscle. So again, the same things that are going to help our metabolism stay fast, help us build muscle, help us have the physique that we want, are the same things that are going to help our hormones or give us the best chance of getting our hormones in the best possible position. So my goal with this video is to motivate people, and next time someone says to you, you can't do this, you can't do that because you're this age, you say, fuck you, yes I can, because I'm going to be an exception to that rule. And sure, as I get older in life and older and older and older, you can't beat Father Time, that's never going to happen. But to give up on being in the best shape of your life, or give up on being fit and healthy and being able to throw your kids around and run because someone told you, oh, you're getting older, to me, it doesn't make sense. And there's some scientific studies that I've shown, and I will link them in the description below for you to see. So hopefully you can empower yourself. I don't care, you don't have to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. Shit, I'm never gonna be that. But maybe you just start taking a little bit more care of yourself because there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You're not feeling like you're just pissing into the wind, for want of a better term. As you can see, I felt a little bit passionate about this one. Maybe because I'm teetering on the edge of being in that ballpark, but I feel like I'm in the prime of my life. The only thing that says that I'm not is my knees going like, yeah, fuck you are, you're not. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this educational video as well. Again, I love getting back to our roots and doing more of these, and my goal is to motivate you guys. And if you do enjoy these videos, please do let me know. Share them with your friends. Leave me a comment below. If you have any questions or any rebuttals, I will do my best to reply to them. And any that I don't know, I will find out for you, and I will come back with a credible answer for them. Thank you guys, see you in the next one.